electricity for the compute to create this monetary asset. This is analogous to some examples we have up here. Snail mail was, although in COVID, everybody has felt this. We have seen massive inflation, right? It's because the U.S. government has the liberty to print U.S. dollars whenever they feel like it, and those U.S. dollars. Okay, so we are not fans of crypto. Bitcoin technically is the first cryptocurrency, but it's completely unique for a lot of different reasons. There's like, I don't know, 16,000 cryptocurrencies now, and I'll just be very frank, they're garbage. They're absolutely trash. There are a lot of scams. There's a lot of fraud. A lot of the negative issues inside this ecosystem of crypto is, kind of putting a negative taste in most people's mouth because a lot of people lost a lot of money. The velocity of economies accelerated because we had the telegraph. We could communicate across the ocean. We could transmit information, which means we could transact economically through a digital space, essentially, right? It was a wire across the ocean. And so we started papering over gold. So we have paper notes, IOUs, right? And gold essentially centralized into authority. It's centralized into some banks, merchant banks. We don't control Bitcoin. We're passionate about this. We're advocates and we're standing up here, marketing for it. But Bitcoin has no economic incentive to, take real energy, mine algorithms in real time, which validate transactions, basically put them forward as truthful transactions, add it to the total ledger, and then they get rewarded by that same protocol that issues new Bitcoin to them. So this is economic incentive. So you have basically the police, which are the nodes, you have the workhorses, which is the miners, and you have the users, which don't contribute anything, but they just get to embrace the network and operate inside it.
So then what is the level of accountability?
Exercise of control at the federal level over the solar industry?
So you can't actually change the protocol of it, right? As a software, you cannot change anything about that. But what you can impose is control mechanisms of government, which has been a discussion for over a decade, which is the government will ban it, the government will, make you a criminal for using it, or whatever it may be. And that's true, you could do that. I mean, China has banned Bitcoin 7 times. Like, I don't know why you ever banned something 7 times, but they back and forth, back and forth. But it's like the internet. If you have access to the internet, you can get access to it. But yes, everyone's put. You're going to pay between 0 and 1%. Sometimes it's you can send. I personally purchase coffee at my local coffee shop every morning with Bitcoin, and I pay 0 fees, and the merchant pays 0 fees, whereas usually you would pay 3% plus 25 cents per transaction. The transaction also settles instantly. You're not waiting for a bank or for a credit card company to settle those funds to your account. You have it immediately as soon as the transaction goes through, which is a matter of seconds. Less than 1 second off the time to again, back to the credit card thing, there is no chargebacks with the Bitcoin network. The settlement is final and instant. There's no fraud risk.